everybody. Today it's Kids in the Kitchen with Miss Deborah and Lolly.
Hi.
We are so glad to have you be in our Lolly's Place kitchen with us. Today we're making our, guess what? Oats, coconut, nuts, butter, syrup. What do you think, Miss Deborah?
Granola.
We're making our famous granola today. The first thing you do when you're cooking is ask your parents. Make sure that you have permission to cook, okay? I like to cook with a buddy. Miss Deborah and I often work together in the kitchen. Today we've assembled all of our ingredients. They're here. And when you make granola, you always want to butter your tray or spray your tray, olive oil it first, otherwise it really sticks on your cookie sheet. So, before we started our shoot here today, Miss Deborah and I, we put in 6 cups of oats and then we put in
3 cups of coconut.
3 cups of coconut. So this is ready to go. This is the base of our granola. So now, Miss Deborah, I need the salt.
Okay.
If you want to grab that, it's right there in front of that, yeah. And I think we have a half a teaspoon.
Yes.
So I tend to like salt with sweet, but and you kind of have to test it out. But this is about, it's a little bit more than a half a teaspoon. But so there's my salt, and I need my vanilla. And I forget, you can never add too much vanilla. It's awesome. But I think, what's the recipe say?
The vanilla is 1 teaspoon.
Okay. Alrighty. And then I'm gonna let Miss Deborah mix up the butter and the syrup. And so Miss Deborah, if you want to dump that in there and stir that up. So before we started, we melted 1 stick of butter with our syrup. We did it in the microwave and got it ready to go so that we could assemble it all right here for you. And sometimes I use my hands because I'm a messy cook and Miss Deborah's a neat and tidy cook. But I sometimes just get in there and use my hands. You just want to make sure the butter and the syrup gets all mixed up with all of those dry ingredients, okay? Looking good, Miss Deborah. So we make this every year with you all in the fall, but this year you are going to make it at home, okay? And you'll have to let us know how this turns out. Well, that's looking good. What do you think?
I think so.
I think it looks awesome. Beautiful. So we're going to get ready and put that in the oven. Yeah, well, you know what I do? What I usually do is I shake it out because that way it browns better if I fill it out on that whole sheet. So then I open my oven, and again, remember, be careful. This is hot, everybody. And I'm going to put this in like this. And I'm going to let that cook. And that cooks about 15 minutes. And then you will stir it up and then put it in again for about, I think it's 15 more minutes. Is that right?
It is. Bake for 15 minutes longer.
Okay. And you know it's done when it smells really good. You really want to, that's when you know that it's pretty much getting done and it turns a really pretty brown color. So that's cooking in the oven. And earlier today, I'm going to grab something from over here. We made some granola so that it was all ready to go. And what we also did was toast the nuts. Now, Miss Deborah will tell you, can all kids eat nuts?
No. And you need to make sure with your prayers which kinds you can or cannot have.
Yeah, because some of you are allergic. So before you ever put nuts in your granola, you want to make sure that it's okay and that nobody has any kind of a food allergy, okay? So I'm going to dump my nuts into my granola, and here's where I use my hands. and they're clean. I've washed them. I just mix it all up. And I'll tell you, sometimes this sticks to these pans even though I spray it. But it does. It just gets stuck on there. And I'm going to borrow Miss Deborah's spoon.
Sure.
I'm going to get rid of the wet. And then sometimes I just have to scoop it off because it kind of bakes on there. So we have the nuts in. And now comes the fun part. You can add any kind of dried fruit that you want. My daughter Katie, she makes a granola with apricots in it. It's really good. My favorite is dried cherries and raisins. So that's what we have today. Aldi has great dried fruit choices. Blueberries, raspberries, all kinds. So Miss Deborah, you go ahead, and I just dump. I just usually dump a whole bag of cherries in there. And then I dump maybe like a half of a container of raisins in there. And sometimes they stick. You kind of have to, yeah. Perfect. You want to mix it or you want me to?
You can mix.
Okay.
You got yours.
I got my
ready.
I got my messy hands.
You're already
okay.
Ready.
So, and now we have Lolly's Place granola. This is great. It's great on ice cream, yogurt. It's great as cereal. It's great as a snack. So I mix it, I make sure that everything is mixed nicely throughout the oats and the coconut. And usually we put it in a jar. Sometimes we'll put it in a cellophane bag. So today what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just scoop some, put it into a bowl. You could cover it with aluminum foil, cellophane, and then you have it and it stays fresh. You could use a Ziploc container, whatever you have at your house. Mason jars are great because they have the lid and everything. But so, granola. I think that is it for today. Kids in the kitchen, we will see you the next time, and healthy eating and stay well. See you later. Bye.